Hey guys, if you ever had this idea in your head, this idea that comes suddenly and you just want to go and write it down, but you're just on the way and going somewhere or on your way home, and you're like, okay, you're gonna go home and you're gonna do this. You're gonna record it, you're gonna pick it up, you're gonna do something with this idea. But then when you get home, you're like, okay, no, I'm just gonna brush my teeth and I'm just coming home from work, so I'm probably gonna get to sleep first. And when I wake up, I'll write it down. And when I get up, then I'll write it down and I'll do something with it. And then you go to sleep, and then you wake up, and then you're like, this idea wasn't so good after all. Maybe I'll do it another time, or maybe I'll just wait for another great idea, but then I'll do it right away. And then the next great idea comes, and you're going, and you're like, yes, and I'll write it down, and then you go to sleep, and then you wake up, and you're like, nah, this wasn't a good idea. Well, I'm just gonna do it right now. I'm just gonna record my thoughts right now, and I'm not gonna let anything stop me because I'll just do it on my phone because that's a thing I can do. Sure, why not? So, if you're wondering, yeah, I'm drawing on my phone. I am drawing on a Samsung Galaxy 4 Note, I think. Yeah. So I have a pen and I'm using MediaBank Paint. And what I was thinking about was, um, when I'm drawing, so I'm just gonna draw. Yeah, I'm just gonna draw a face. When I draw a face, it's very basic. So I'll just start and do just a few things, and this, and here's an ear, and yeah, there's something like this, and yeah, I got this, and wow, here comes the nose. Look at that, and I started to get very generic faces, and even sometimes it's faces where I think this doesn't look right. Look at this. What's this? And this is over here. What is this even? And I'm very frustrated because I've been drawing faces for so long and it just looks so weird, and I'm like, why isn't this working? And so what I do is I erase everything and I'm like, okay, let's start over. This is taking so long because I'm using my phone, but never mind, I'm just getting it done. Yeah. Okay, and get my pen again. So I'll do something else. Wait, what if I do this? Okay, and then I'll do this. And this is gonna be a more awesome face, and yeah, and then there's something going to be like this, and here we're gonna have an ear, and here's the mouth, and yeah, and it's gonna look great, and it's gonna be yeah. And then I'm like, what is this even? What? I'm doing this, but it doesn't really turn out the way I wanted. And how, what is this jaw? I mean, it's looking so weird, and this forehead, even that. I don't know, and somewhere there should be hair and stuff, and I'm like, nah, this is not what I want. This is so just strange. Nah, I'm not going to want that. Um, what? I'm kind of rambling here, but what I wanted to show is while I was doing these, I wasn't really thinking about what I was doing. I was just putting something down. I'm just being like, okay, I want something on this paper. I want a face to be there, but I wasn't really thinking about what face, and I didn't even think about a single stroke I did there. So everything I did kind of went and happened on its own. So what I'm wanna do that I get satisfied is I want to really think about what I do. I mean, I have been drawing now also faces for a long time, and um, just recently I've realized I'm not really satisfied with a lot of my outcomes. Like out of I don't know 10 drawings, one is something that I think, wow, this is something that I like. But what I really started doing is thinking consciously about everything I do when I draw something. Really thinking about, okay, whoa, I realized I was holding my pen not I I hold it very far at the bottom, top, whatever. I should hold it more at the back because I just got a better feeling there, and it's not like when I hold it like at the front. When you do a line, it's gonna be like this, but when I hold it at the back, there's gonna be a line that's more like this. But you see, like from the flow, it's not that. It's more like ah. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. So let's continue. So I started to really think about every single line. I'm like, okay, I didn't really think about what I was doing right here, so I'm just gonna start that over. But I'm like, okay, I have the place where I want the nose. Now I'm really thinking about what is this nose gonna look like? Is it gonna be a big nose or is it a small nose? Okay, let's just let it be a small nose like that. Okay, and if I want now the eyebrows, what's this guy's mood gonna be? Is he gonna be laughing? Is it more like this? Or is he gonna be frowning? Or is he gonna be angry like this? Or something like that. But I'm really starting to think, okay, where are my lines going to be? But not just for the mood, but also for, yeah, thanks for backing up, for a really 3D space. Because if I put an eyebrow here and the other one here, how's that gonna look? Well, basically, from the anatomy of the face, you're gonna know, okay, this is going here, and this is kind of the 3D structure that you're gonna get from the eye sockets and from the nose. Is this really what I want? So I'm really thinking about, okay, I want something more like from the nose. I want it to be really subtle, so like this. And it always helps to put in the central line, but I'm not really gonna do that. Um, so where you put your eyebrows is gonna define how much space you're gonna have for the eye socket, logically, of course. But it's really making up space. You're breaking space down into different sections. So you really have to think like this line, for an instance. I really love this line. Just this line. It's awesome. But really, where you set it says so much about the face. If you put it here, it's gonna be not so skinny. But if you just put it slightly over here, it's gonna make the face look way more skinny if you put it like here or something. Well, I should explain. Well, this is basically the line that comes down from here, just from the cheek, and that breaks down the face into those shapes. Like you have the eye socket shape, and then it goes here over the cheek, and it goes down here and stuff like that, and you have this one here. So what I'm really saying is, what I'm doing is, I'm not just, well, yeah, no, next, I'm fine. What I'm doing is, I really think about 3D space. I really think about every line I set and how it's gonna affect the 3D space that I'm working with. Because if you mess up, if you have like a cube, you know, okay, this is a cube. But let's say you have a shape like this. Go away. Okay. Now, how? What do you do with this shape to make it look 3D? Like, do you do something like this? And now, you see, well, it looks kind of 3D, but what if you do something like this? That's a different shape, and it still has some 3D properties. So, just what if you do this? It's basically this almost the same lines that I did before, but it's still a different shape because every single line has to be thought of where to put it to make something look exactly the way you want it to. Like this is basically this almost the same lines, but these lines are longer now. You understand what I'm saying? I'm really talking about consciously putting lines down and not just letting your subconscious do all the work. I mean, there are a lot of artists that recommend that. They say, well, let your body do what feels right and what your body thinks is the right thing. But my body usually does the wrong thing. So this guy is kind of gonna look bored. So I'm gonna make his mouth look bored as well. And I'm really thinking about, okay, where do I put his mouth? So a very high mouth, we could put it lower so this guy has a very big chin. And like, okay, what do we do now to give this face even more features, more 3D features? And I'm not really going to talk about shadows and whatnot. I'm really talking about creating a 3D object because what I always struggled with is having likeliness in the same character that I draw a second time. And what I realized helped was just really to break it down into these simple shapes, into these geometric shapes, to be able to recreate them even easier. So I'm gonna put like these lines here. I'm really thinking about making more a normal face, well, not too narrow. I mean, I could do this more like this, and this is so well. This is gonna be like, yeah, no, this is not what I want. So just put these two lines here, and I love these lines as well. Just these around nose that go down the mouth. I like them, but they don't have to be. So these are the basic shapes that I created now, where you see, okay, this is different shape. This is not one plane, but it goes like this. You see? Yeah. Well, whatever. So what I'm basically saying is just think about every line that you put down and how it affects your drawing, how it really affects it. I mean, you can try even putting it down before, but and just looking how it affects it and just removing them. I mean, a lot of artists do that. But in order to get it right the first time or having more success on earlier tries, you really need to think about, okay, what are you doing? And I know this might be just a tip for people like me that have a problem with their subconsciousness, I guess, and their body constantly choosing the wrong places to put stuff and just trying to figure it out, and you've been studying and studying and studying, and none of the lines really work. But you really try hard and you study. I mean, I did studies. I did anatomy studies. I did portrait studies. Like every muscle that is like the muscles that are here that are pulling this up, or the muscles that are like more, I don't know, here this muscle group or this muscle group. There's so many muscles in the face, and just learning them all, and all I realized is, well, I should have probably learned more. um, no, it's just I tried to apply it, and at first it worked, and when I tried to do it faster and faster, and it just was not working out. So yeah, one thing of course is draw a lot. That's a tip that I hear. Well, you just have to draw a lot. You have just have to keep on pushing and pressing and whatnot. But I think that is a perfect advice. But if you keep on drawing wrong, and like me, it's like I'm a person that basically always fails on the first try. No, that's something that I have been struggling with. That almost every time I try out something new or try to draw something new, I always fail on the first try. Almost, always, almost. I don't wanna be like, yeah, I never get anything right on the first try. That might not be true, but it's more like, okay, I have to do it wrong, and to understand it completely, I have to do it wrong a bunch of times before I can do it right and fully understand it and keep doing it right. But for that, I really need to sit down and look at the thing and really look at it and just say, like, okay, what did I do wrong? What was the problem that I did? And in order for that, you really have to think about what you're doing. If you're not really thinking about it, you won't really be able to. Where am I going with this? I'm so tired already. Um, you won't really be able to improve if you just do stuff and then you're angry why it's not working out and it's wrong, and it's just easier to start and just say, okay, I'm gonna look at my stuff. I'm gonna think about everything first before I put down the line. And then I'm gonna put down the line, and then I'm gonna think about the line that I just put down. Does it look good to me? Does it look appealing? Is it what I wanted to put down, or what I wanted to achieve, or does it need to change? You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Oh, not you again. Okay. So basically, what this video is meant to say to someone, maybe it is helpful for someone, maybe it's not, I don't know. It was just something that bothered me, just how much I was trying to do subconsciously and being frustrated in the end that it didn't work out, but then really think about it. Well, that brings with it that you really need time and the concentration to do it. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna draw 50,000 hours now. Oh, no, well, it's not 50,000, but I'm gonna draw for 5 hours straight, but after 2 hours, you don't have any concentration left. And you're not really able to think about what you're doing, but you're just doing. And it might be good. It might just be, yeah, sure, it's working now. You're drawing, and your mind is really subconsciously doing all this thing. But that's not a very productive learning phase. It's a phase where you can get stuff done, but you can hardly reproduce it. So what I do is I draw for like 1 hour, and then I have a break. or I sit on something like this for just this what you could be doing in 5 seconds. No, maybe not 5 seconds, but I'll sit on it for a very long time just to think about every single step, just to learn more and more. And I realize, wow, what I gained from it for the next piece is so much more valuable than just trying to get a lot done without even thinking about it. Oh well, I hope this all makes sense somehow to someone out there. If it does, I'm happy. If it doesn't, well, it's just for me getting this out of my system and just putting it out there for someone that might need this information. I don't know. But yeah, I might just do more stuff like this when I get something in my mind and be like, okay, I just want to get something down. I want to get this off my mind, off my chest. I'll just probably, while I'm in, I don't know, while I'm outside or wherever I am, I'm just gonna take my phone and gonna start recording just to get this out of my system. Okay, well, thank you if you watched. If you didn't watch it, you probably didn't hear me say that, so never mind. And yeah, see you maybe when I record another video. Alright, goodbye.